Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 3 of Cups, gratitude and abundance. Yeah, this is a wonderful energy. I feel like you're somebody who is sending out a lot of love into the world. I feel like you're somebody who is very attentive to other people. I think you're a genuine person. I think people really feel the love when they're around you. You know, like they can feel your gratitude and your appreciation and your kindness. And I think that they're sending it right back, right? This is 1/2 of the 6 of Cups, you see. And that 6 of Cups is community, is family, is harmony and resonance. So I feel like you're creating harmony and resonance in your life because you're sending out love and you trust that in time it's coming back to you. And it's like you're not worried. You're doing kind things because it's the right thing to do. You know, this is the way when you do something that you know is right. This is how it feels, right? The 3 of Cups is the feeling you get from being kind to other people, from treating other people with respect, from showing gratitude, from really like being thankful for the person that, made your coffee for you or something at the coffee shop, and really having that kind of like soul to soul kind of, like I recognize you kind of energy, and it really feels to me like it's an honoring of the divine in somebody else, and really recognizing that other people have feelings too, and it's saying, you know what, my heart recognizes and honors your heart, and that's what you're doing in the world right now. And I feel like that love's coming back to you. So let's put this card into a little bit of context and see what's going on here. There's the Princess of Pentacles. There's a 6 of Wands. We have the Moon card. We have the Sun. And we have another 6, the 6 of Pentacles. So there's a lot of harmony and a lot of success coming into your life, a lot of wins, a lot of victory, okay? I think the sun is just about to rise in your life. I think it has already in a way. I feel like you've been through a real dark night of the soul. I feel like the last few months of your life have been quite challenging. I feel like that's over. I feel like the sun has risen on your life. Yeah. And you've gotten through that darkness, and now there's just love and there's gratitude. There's, it's kind of like when you're lost at sea and you finally find land, you're kissing the sand, kind of feels like that. You're just so grateful and so appreciative and so thankful for everything, even the little things, even the small, just one grain of rice. You say, I'm thankful for this. Okay. Because I feel like you're not taking life for granted anymore. Now, I don't know if you had a particular kind of scare, like a health scare or a close call or something that was, again, quite challenging with that Moon card back there, yeah? Let's put the rest of our cards down. 10, look at that, 10 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, and the 8 of Swords. The 5 of Wands is in the position of what you don't want, position of the obstacle, the fear, worry, concern. And I feel like right now you don't want fight. You don't want competition. You don't want struggle. You don't want strife. You want, I think, peace. You want ease. You want love. You want contentment. You're not looking for ambition right now. Okay? I think that Spirit is lighting up a lot of pathways for joyous, blissful relationships and bonding and love and togetherness and family. I feel like there's kind of like a bonfire circle. Yeah. Maybe you did that recently, like a bonfire. You know, we used to have these bonfires on the beach in Santa Cruz late at night. Bonnie Doon was the name of the area. And we would have a bonfire. There'd be 20, 30 of us just, circling this big bonfire in the middle of the beach by the ocean. It was just glorious. The best memories I have, of being a kind of a little bit of a reckless teenager. But I feel like that's kind of the vibe that you're cultivating right now. You're not looking for a fight. You're not looking for discord. You're not looking for friction. You don't want to wrestle with anybody, right? Somebody has a problem. Somebody wants to do something their own way, and they're stepping up to you. You're saying, go ahead. Not out of weakness, not out of fear, but out of a need for a different kind of life. Okay? That you're looking for peace and harmony, not fighting. Yeah? I think you're going to be very, very happy. Yeah. Let's select the mystery card. Type yes in the comments if you're still with me, okay? We're going to select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. This is the factor. Whoa, okay. We got some volunteers. This will be our mystery card with our little sea turtle friend. And we're not going to look at that card until the end. We will look at these cards. But that mystery card should tie everything together at the end and give us our confirmation, okay? If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments down beneath the video. These cards, what do we have here? Oh, okay. Well, we have a 3 of Wands, a 2 of Wands. We have a Tower, and we have the 3 of Cups again. So to me, this kind of explains what the past, remember I said at the beginning that the 3 of Cups is how it feels to do the right thing? This is you doing the right thing. This is the 3 of Wands. This is the card of virtue. When you're acting virtuously, it feels good. It feels good in your soul, okay? And so I feel like you acted virtuously. You did the right thing, which was the difficult thing. You made a choice, and it was a very difficult choice, okay? And you shifted, you liberated yourself, Tower moment. I think that's what happened, previous to the Tower, okay? So we line these cards up like this because I think all of this led up to you being in the dark, scary forest, okay? Maybe this was a relationship, maybe this was a work thing. You did the right thing. You made a difficult choice. It brought about a Tower event, okay? A rapid change in your circumstances, which really was a liberation for you, but it was a disruption of the way life was, okay? It was a Tower moment. And afterwards, you found yourself in the dark, scary forest. I think right now you're finding your place, you're finding your soul tribe, you're finding your people, you're finding your person, you're finding where you really fit in, you're finding where you really want to put in the effort and the work. And I think that you're kind of building a different kind of life. Yeah, because this is a lot of fire back here, right? And so it might be in kind of a reference to our 5 of Wands, which is the life you don't want anymore. And so this kind of was a culmination. This was a bit of a grand finale somewhere. And this is how your life changed. Okay. I think you freed yourself from some kind of a life that was perhaps not resonating with you thoroughly. You chose a different life. Well, maybe you broke up with somebody, maybe you moved away, maybe you quit your job, or you entered into a dark, scary forest. You left something that was probably comfortable and relatively stable and safe because you said, it's not for me. So you volunteered into the dark, scary forest. You brought about a big Tower event, and you walked away into the woods. And I think now you're very thankful that you did, because in those woods, you discovered yourself, you discovered what you really want, and you've discovered the life that you're truly ready to build, and the way you want to live your life, the way you want to build your life. Okay? So we have some really, really great cards here. This is our major arcana, that and the Sun card, okay, which does show that this was a dark, scary time, a dark night of the soul. This was the scary forest, but there is illumination, okay? You are discovering what you were searching for back here, and you have found it. And this is an awakening, this is a spiritual illumination, this is an enlightenment, this is clarity, this is love and joy and beauty and bliss, this is happiness, this is health, this is wealth. The Sun card is that glorious, glorious crown, right, of light on your head. And really, I think that it's intense gratitude. Now, I also said that you have your Three of Cups, and this is you honoring and recognizing the spirit and the divinity in other people. You know, kind of my abundant heart recognizes your abundant heart. This is their abundant heart recognizing your abundant heart. And what does the 3 plus the 3 give us? The 6. You're finding your people. You're finding your person. You're finding your family. You're finding your tribe. Okay. Now do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Okay. Type claimed in the comments if you're ready for your 6 of Cups. You're ready for that deep pleasure of finding where you belong, finding the life that's meant for you, the friends, the family, the co-workers, the harmony and the love. And maybe this is about romance, right? It could be. I feel like this is all of those things. It's romance, it's friends, it's family, it's pets, it's plants, it's people. It's tranquility. Yeah, it's no more struggling, no more fighting. Love, tranquility, harmony, happiness, enjoying the company of the things around you. I feel like there's a contentment. I feel like there's a calm here. Yeah. And of course, the 6s are always the restoration of a harmony that was out of balance. So the 6 of Wands is victory after striving. The 6 of Pentacles is success after worry. And the 6 of Cups is pleasure after disappointment. Going from a 5 to a 6, from a 5 to a 6, from a 5 to a 6. That is extraordinary. The only thing we don't have is the air energy, but that's what we're dealing with here at the end, right? So we have our majors. We've got fire in these positions. We obviously have our good water energies. We got a little bit of air and well, we've got a little bit of earth cards too. Well, you know, 3 earth cards is pretty good. So what is what's the Princess of Pentacles for you? Well, this is that which we invest in. This is where you want to spend your time and put your energy in. And just because you don't want fight or you don't have this kind of competitive ambition doesn't mean you're not working hard. Okay? It just means you want it to be meaningful, peaceful, tranquil, and you want it to be kind of harmonious effort, cooperative work maybe. Not a struggle, not a fight every day. This is what you're willing to work for. This is that plot of land where you say, that's it. That's where I'm going to build my life. That's where I want to build the home or the family. This is where I want to live. This is where I want to work. I found my place. I found my tribe. Okay. So this is you wanting to invest your time, effort, energy, and or money into things, people, into the garden, into the house, into the car, into your kids, into your work, into your creativity, into your spiritual practice. This is everything. And this is kind of after the tower falls and you go into the dark, scary forest, the sun rises and you can see where you are. And you can see that this place that we're in now has such wonderful potential. You see all the verdant energy is stored in the roots, right? This is kind of a card that's saying like, it's been the dead of winter. There's been scarcity, there's been struggle, there's been strife. Now, things are ready to grow. We're ready for the abundance, we're ready to create the garden. The Princess of Pentacles is the card that very often transforms into the Empress, right? The garden in full bloom. And whether this is something at school, at home, at work, if it's a romantic relationship, if it's friends, if it's family, I think it's all of these things. Yeah, I think it's all of these things. But I want to hear your story, right? Drop it in the comments. So this is what you're willing to invest in. This is what you want to kind of devote yourself to. Okay. And of course, it feels like what you're devoting yourself to is also devoting itself to you. There we have our Princess of Pentacles kind of sandwiched between two Three of Cups, right? So it feels like you're connecting with something or someone that is also willing to invest in this life with you and build the life with you. And that's extraordinary. And that might be your soul tribe. It might be a family. It might be like a friend, group of friends. It might be you and a lover, romantic partner, or spouse, right? Coming together 3 and 3 with that 6. And right in the middle is like that shared goal. Okay? You have the same intentions here. I feel like you're going to build a life. You're going to build a future together. Okay, together. Down beneath the surface, you have a 6 of Wands. This is victory after strife. Okay, after the fight, comes the win. And so I think that this is really a moment where you're celebrating a big win. You're celebrating that this struggle is over. All of this, this is the struggle. This is basically this, right? Fighting, struggling, striving. Okay, competitiveness, doing the difficult things. Okay. And facing your fear. Maybe the fear, kind of you walked away from something. You chose to go at it alone. And that's scary. That's a dark, scary forest. Please leave me a comment if this is resonating with you. Type win in the comments, okay? Win. And yeah, maybe this was a competitive win. Maybe this was like something that you really had to fight for. Maybe you had a court battle. Maybe you had you're competing for a promotion at work. Maybe you were in a sporting event. I don't know. Maybe you're running a race. Maybe this is your jiu-jitsu tournament. You won. You won the fight. And I think that feels really good. And I think that it is now giving you that freedom to cultivate the life that you really want to live. Maybe this is a financial victory. Maybe, I don't know. But now that you've won this, it kind of feels like you've won this not just for yourself, but for the people that you care about. And this is, like a personal victory that has now paved the way for you to have the life that you really want to have, that connected, loving, tranquil, blissful life. I'm so happy that we have these cards. You have really awesome cards. Really excellent here. We talked about the fear and the dark, scary forest of the Moon card. And sometimes when we're in this Moon card energy, it feels like it's like a waning moon. It's a narrowing of the psychic aperture. It's a closing of the third eye. We're in a kind of a fight or flight mode. Okay, your vision kind of narrows and you're just focused, concentrated on whatever's right in front of you, and your nervous system is like activated. Your sympathetic nervous system is aroused, and you're in that kind of you're in that highly like sensitive state. Blood pressure goes up, heart rate goes up, and it's anxiety, really. But that's fight mode. And I think that you push through this, and you get the win. And you had to face your fear. And I think that you probably had to do it relatively alone. This is a divine doorway, though. This is the threshold of a very significant change. It's saying that the sun is just about to rise. Well, this was yesterday. Today, the sun is rising. But let's do a divine doorway oracle card for that moon energy anyway. Deeper. You're not finished. Interesting. You are not yet done. Dig deeper and deeper. The best is to come. Hold on, hold on. Well, I guess that's what that was from the past, right? You had to dig deeper. The best was still coming. You kept going. You did not stop. You didn't give up. You crossed that threshold into the dark, scary forest, and you kept going deeper and deeper into that dark, scary forest until you pop out the other side and you get this glorious, glorious, like halo, this crown of solar energy and divine light. And this is full enlightenment. This is full clarity. This is a card that represents like someone that knows who they are and knows why they're here. Someone who is living authentically, shining your light. You've cleared away any of the blockages that were covering your light. And that's what kind of happens when the tower comes down. What's being freed? When the tower comes down, what's being liberated? Well, your true self. And now you're allowed to shine brightly. There's nothing for you to fight against or struggle against. Now it's just doing the good work, of life, which is still hard work. You're still going to break a sweat, but it feels like there's nothing holding you back. It's a liberation of your true self. And you're able to shine your light freely. Maybe that was a relationship that felt like a prison, a job that felt like it was stifling. Okay? I want you to share this reading with somebody that might need to hear it. Yeah. And perhaps save the reading or download it or whatever so you can watch it again. If this doesn't really resonate for you, wait a couple days, watch it again. Okay? Because this is someone that's freed themselves from knots of karma, blockages, weak spots, sore spots, anything that's dimming your light. And now your light is able to shine freely forth. This is also the card, perhaps, of a very powerful partnership. Yeah. Especially with our 3 + 3 and all the 6s. We have a lot of 6s here. It feels to me like you're finding that which is meant for you. Whether this is a partnership of you and like the job or the sense of purpose, you with your true self, if this is you and another person. It's like you're finding your perfect complement. And together you're becoming a very powerful force. I wouldn't be surprised if, as the mystery card, we had a 2 of Cups or the Lover's card. But the real celebration is in these 3 of Cups cards. Okay, because this is almost like the feeling, like the celebration when new construction is about to begin, and like you see on TV, like you're breaking ground, and it's like a big celebration. Then construction can start. You know what I mean? That's kind of what this feels like, and so maybe this has something to do with like you purchased the building. Now it's time for you to build the business, and so like this is like the almost feel like a grand opening, or like the inauguration, or like. They used to like crack a bottle of champagne on a ship when it would take its maiden voyage. It's kind of what it feels like, but it almost feels like something is concluding, that you're arriving home somewhere. And it's like, this is where you put the first shovel in the ground and you say, this is where we're going to build our life. Yeah. And so it feels like it's that kind of it's a moment to celebrate. Yeah. It's a moment to celebrate. And in the near future, we got cooperation, we have success after worry. Success after the fear that you're not going to succeed. Yeah. And this to me feels like a round table. So it feels like there's cooperation. It feels like everybody is contributing. There is a group effort of some kind. Maybe it's the family, maybe it's friends, maybe it's at work. Everybody's bringing something to the table. Yeah, and there's harmony and there's peace, and it's like together, everybody collaborating together kind of creates this massive light. It's like you take a bunch of candles, and every candle by itself is, it's good, it's a light. But you put a bunch of candles together in a circle, and it just creates like this really massive, bright, shining light. That's what this feels like. It feels like you are resonating with the people around you to the point where it amplifies everybody's light. Okay? So it's kind of like you're finding your tribe. You're finding where you're supposed to be. And it's allowing you to shine brighter, and everybody else is shining brighter too. There's value there. There's cooperation. There's real love and real connection there. Okay. And this might be something financial for you, especially with these earth cards. Yeah, I feel like there's probably some money coming in for you. I want you to put in the comments, say, I receive. Claim this message. Okay. Now, Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is really a card of fullness. It's a card of completeness. Feeling as if you're not really searching for anything else. It's almost like a contentment, but it still has ambition in it. Right? So it's kind of saying like the life that you have is perfect. You wouldn't change a thing. Now, of course, yeah, you're going to have to work hard, break a sweat. You're investing in something, you're building something, a house, a business, a relationship. You're building something. You're investing in something. But it's like you wouldn't change it for the world. You wouldn't exchange any part of this. And it really is a hero's journey. It really is like something that of fairy tales. It's something like they'd write a movie about this. All the struggle that you went through, everything back. You were kind of getting a nice prequel movie here. That this was the action movie, right? And then this becomes like the love story. This becomes like the real drama, the real beautiful kind of, happy story. Which still, there's a lot of hard work. There will be challenges, okay? But you wouldn't trade it for anything because you earned it, because you built this. You went through this kind of difficulty, okay? And now this is the life that you want, and then this is you not wishing to trade in any part of that life. Yeah. I think there's a message here also of self-love or reconnecting with your body. Spirit's kind of saying something about like there's that physical connection for you that you need. And so it might be really like part of the message here might be like you're starting to love your body again. And you're starting to really want to invest in yourself. And maybe that's what the Princess of Pentacles is. It's you. It's your physical form. And Spirit's saying, invest in yourself. Love yourself. Appreciate yourself. The fact that my hand is here and is able to hold a card, I say, thank you, hand. Thank you for being part of me. And it may seem silly, but I think showing love and respect for your body, and with the Ten of Cups too, saying, I'm perfect the way I am. With all my imperfections, with all my flaws. I love myself just the way I am. Doesn't mean that we're not going to work hard and break a sweat though, right? Because we can be perfect the way we are and still say, I want to treat myself kindly. I want to move my body. I want to eat right. I want to get enough sleep. I want to manage my stress. I feel like that's part of this in a big way now. It's starting to hit that spot for me that this is important for you. Especially with the sixes. Especially the Six of Pentacles, because this is the 6 pillars of your physical well-being. Intentional eating, intentional movement, sleep, stress reduction, relationships, and what's the 6th one? Sense of purpose. Okay, and so I think you're restoring the balance in your own kind of physical existence. And I think that you're not looking to like push yourself that hard. You want a vigorous exercise, of course, intentional movement. You want to get good sleep. You want to treat yourself kindly by exercising and eating good food, healthy food, and by getting enough sleep, not too much, not too little. Eating food, not too much, not too little. Exercising, not too much, not too little. Right? Finding that harmony for you, that works for you, that makes you feel robust and healthy and happy. Yeah. And I really do enjoy the Ten of Cups here in this position. Because this feels like you are already a perfect being. You are already yourself made perfect. Now you just got to do the work that honors that. And that is moving right into the Eight of Pentacles. Doing the work, treating yourself kindly, paying attention to your needs and the needs of this relationship. So I feel like there's the relationship with you and yourself, and there's the relationship that you're cultivating with other people around you. This is the card that is about the cultivation. It's in the position of your relationships. See? Your relationship with your body, your relationship with other people. Paying attention. Giving yourself and giving others what they need in the moment. Not too much, not too little. This is the card really of paying attention. This is the card about noticing what's really going on with yourself and with others. Okay? You're paying attention to the details so that you know what to provide for yourself and others. You know, it's not just, plants like water, no water. No, it's like looking at the leaves and thinking, okay, you got enough water, but you're turning brown in some spots. I wonder what's going on. And really being attentive, because that kind of shows you care, right? When you really notice what's going on with people and you can do something that they need, treat them with kindness, treat yourself with kindness. It's in those little things that really show our appreciation and our love and our respect and our honoring of other people. When we pay attention to what's going on and we do our best to sort of help, to cultivate that relationship. I feel like that's what you're doing, and I feel like that's going to be very rewarding for you, especially as you pay attention to your own body. What's going on with your body? What aspects of your physical health have you been kind of ignoring or not paying attention to? How do you need to cultivate a little bit more body awareness and like a gratitude and a conscientiousness toward your own physical form? To give yourself what you need to be as robust and as healthy and as harmonious as you can be. Okay. And of course, for the people that you love and care about as well. I want you to claim this message. The Five of Wands there now takes on an additional meaning, right? Because that is the card not only of fighting and wrestling with others and competitiveness, but it's also like the feeling that there's something inside of me that's like turning against itself. I don't want that. I don't want to feel like my body's mad at me, I don't want to feel like my tummy is angry. We want to be in harmony with ourselves. We want to feel good. And I think the Six of Cups, pleasure, is a good indicator of your physical health. How does your body feel? Do you feel like your body is fighting with itself? Maybe this is the card of inflammation. Okay? Now, I'm not a doctor. This isn't a medical reading. I think it's kind of common sense here. When you feel that there's some kind of disharmony within you, you're probably right. And whether this is, digestion that's kind of agitated, or if it's just like, if it's joint pain or aches and pains, some kind of inflammation, like you'll know. You'll know when you're out of harmony with yourself, spiritually, physically. And it's the same with other people. When there's just this weird kind of fight, bickering, or this tension or this friction between you and the people around you, coworkers, friends, family. And you don't want that anymore. So you're doing everything that's within your power to create harmony and flow. You don't want the fives anymore. You've had enough of these. Well, of course, 3 + 2 over here is 5, right? And the Tower is you putting an end to that kind of Five of Wands lifestyle. You don't want the 5 anymore. You don't want the 5. You want the 6. And so physically, you're paying attention to everything that you need to in order to be attentive, to help to restore harmony and balance in every aspect of your life. Now, the 8 of Swords at the end, 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, right? You're very attentive, and you pay attention to the details. Okay, you're good at that. But you may have a tendency to overanalyze things, and that can sometimes delay taking action. Okay? You think things through very, very well. Sometimes making things too complex, and that gets in the way of actually just doing something. Okay? So let's be careful that we don't overthink any of this, and that we just feel and we listen and we see and we move forward, we act and we do something about it. I feel like you like to plan things, you know. Let's not get stuck in the planning phase, or in the organization, or in the explanation, or in the analysis. Let's not make it too complex. Okay? But again, the eights, very attentive and paying attention to everything. It's kind of like if you were to throw a party or plan a trip or something like that, like, you'll think of everything. You'll plan for everything. You know, you go on vacation, it's like, oh, I forgot my razor, and you think, I planned for that. I forgot my phone charger. You say, don't worry, I got one. You know, you think ahead, you plan for everything, every contingency. And so I feel like it really is like, I don't know, I feel that you're doing that for yourself, but you're doing that for other people. And other people are just like, gosh, you really do care. Because like you considered me. And I think sometimes just to feel that we've been considered by somebody else makes all the difference, you know, in how we feel and how we relate to that person. And I think that you're really good at doing that, making other people feel seen and heard, making them feel considered. And that is a way for you to, again, honor the spirit within other people. And I feel like it's coming right back to you. And I feel like this is how you're treating everybody, including yourself. And I feel like you're finding in life that you're getting that kind of consideration from other people too. And it's absolutely amazing. It feels really, really wonderful. I want you to type love in the comments, okay? Let's light up the comments with some positivity. Because we need this. We really do. Now I want to look at the mystery card. This might be the Empress, and that is just a life that we're feeding, and it's feeding us. We're taking care of it, it's taking care of us, and we don't want that dynamic to end. That is the blissful dynamic of life, and that we don't want to get out of that. So I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers here for the Empress card, but whatever it is, we'll be thankful and grateful for it, and we'll respect it. And we'll see how we need to integrate that into our life right now in order to continue to establish harmony. Maybe it's the Six of Pentacles. Maybe it's the Six of Cups. Maybe it's the Six of Swords, the one six we don't have. Maybe it's the Lovers, which would be the, sixth card, sixth major arcana card. If you have a prediction, I want you to put it in the comments down below. Let's see what we have. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of kind of walking away. So I feel like this might be a reference to something back there. But it is walking away from something that doesn't hold the meaning for you anymore. And so makes sense that, that's kind of what happened back there. I think you walked away from something, right? But this card is also, in a way, suggesting that you have a tendency to focus more on other people, leaving your own house unattended, right? Because this someone walking away, set off to run some errands, forgot to lock their door, forgot to water their plants, forgot to take the garbage out, forgot to feed the fish or the dog or whatever, So really it's a card that says you're very attentive to other people, but don't neglect your own house. Okay? Don't spend so much time outside doing things for everybody else that you forget about your own garden. Or that you let it's like you're out there fixing other people's houses, but meanwhile your house is kind of falling apart. And you maybe got to mow the lawn, fix the fence, fix the door, put in a new window or whatever. Yeah. And I think that's kind of, physically, but also emotionally. Okay, we need it to be a two-way street. If we spend so much time extending our energy out, right? Sometimes we got to bring some of that good stuff home too. Especially with the Eight of Cups, because it's kind of maybe that's part of where you've been. Maybe this is kind of like warning you, don't go back there again, because maybe that's so concerned for other people that you neglect your own feelings or what you want or what your emotional health is asking for. And then our cups get chipped and broken, and we get kind of run ragged emotionally. So I think this is good. Don't walk away from yourself. You know, as much as this might be very exciting and feel very good and all that, make sure that you tend to your internal garden as well as this external garden. Make sure that you cultivate the relationship with yourself as well as cultivating the relationship with the other people or places or things outside of you. Yeah, don't disconnect from yourself. Don't walk away from you. Yeah. Again, because maybe it suggests that you did that once. And you don't want it, you're not going to go back there and do that again. Okay? So pay attention to yourself as well. Make sure that you're not getting too far away from that intimate connection with yourself. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Sagittarius, Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. Let me know which part of the reading hit you the hardest. Okay? I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.